what I can do is that,
No, but are the Trinidadians going to be like, what are you, Black Americans doing coming over to? Nah. So they wouldn't mind.
Nah, we are not like that. We are not the type of people. As a matter of fact, we look up to you more than anything else.
You think you'd still be looking up to us after we got there? Oh, yeah. It depends now. I'm not trying to want everybody to come to my college.
You see, that's part of the problem. You see, well, you want to be exclusive again. You don't want to be inclusive. You cannot be exclusive. You got to be inclusive.
Okay, well, you know what? And is Maplewood South Orange inclusive?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's just in certain areas.
No. Maplewood South Orange is. Let me tell you why I say that.
It is inclusive.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
Okay, tell me why it's not.
Because.
And I'll tell you why it is.
Because if you cannot afford to live here, you're not going to live here.
That's everywhere.
That's right. And that makes inclusive communities. People live around people that are similar to them.
That's not true.
That is very true.
That is not true.
It's a fact. That is the beauty of America.
You think people move into the western section of South Orange maybe for people that look that look like them?
It's not people. If you look at data, you say you're looking for a town to go to, right? And you say you go to even something basic like city data, and I want to go move to. I don't know, someplace, some random. My daughter said that was a random state, some state.
Washington, the state of Washington.
Okay, let's say Washington.
Washington, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be rained on all day, but then I Google the zip code, city data, the zip code, and it'll tell me the percentage of blacks, percentage of whites, percentage of how long people take to commute to work, what's the average income, what's the median income, what the professions are, what the major professions are.
You go through all of that?
I look at that kind of data all the time.
Oh, yeah. You see?
You don't look at that for South Orange people?
Nah.
So, and it'll also tell you what percentage of people have degrees, what percentage graduated from college, what level of degree. The major sector that they're working in, is it professional? Is it
when you move here, you looked at all that information?
No, I didn't know. That information wasn't at my fingertips 20 years ago.
I tell you,
like
I didn't
it is
move.
now. But I, I'll tell my students if you're looking for a certain kind of place.
I think now people will do that.
Yeah, people do that now.
People do
if you're
that
looking,
now.
You can do almost anything.
A few years ago, people would not have done that.
But there are people who make sure. And so you want to see what kind of community you want to be in, what's great about all this. And so, you end up moving in places where people are like you. So this community, wait a minute, these communities, like, hey, look where I work at, okay? The people are not necessarily like me where I work at. It's a different community. I was afraid to drive into work with an Obama sticker on my car. I'm not kidding you.
You should.
I'm not kidding you. I had a really tragic day one time when I came back to work after the summer was over. I had a wall with all this political stuff and posters I picked up all over the world. I'd steal like posters off of bus stations and stuff like that. And I had all this beautiful art up, and then 2 weeks before I'd gone into school for whatever reason. And when I came back to work, my Obama, picture or whatever, a banner, or it wasn't a banner, but, like a lawn sign. That stuff was all torn down and thrown away.
Really?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
And then my assistant principal said to me, well, you're not teaching government this year. And I'm like, it's an election year. How am I not teaching government? Well, I just don't want you to say Obama, Obama, Obama. But meanwhile, she had a McCain
poster, flyer,
bumper sticker
on
up
her car.
In her car and in the office.
You didn't ask about it?
No, and then the last day they didn't want anybody not the last days, but during the election, you're not supposed to wear any kind of
paraphernalia, political paraphernalia.
Yeah. I mean, am I going to influence a bunch of kids who can't vote, And then on the last day, election day, there's no school, but the teachers are there for staff development. And I had on my Obama T-shirt, but I had it on under a sweatshirt. And she's my assistant principal. I hope no one in Staten Island is listening to this. Was standing up, and she's got this McCain shirt on, with his face right in front of me. And I just couldn't take it. And I just
Take off your
Took off my sweatshirt. I'm like,
here comes Obama, man.
You know.
Obama mania.
And it was like
Obama mania.
It was really, you know. And then she and I were walking down the hall with, you know, McCain and Obama on our shirts, you know, at the same time. But you know, it's repressive in a way. Even like in that afternoon, I'll never. This is 2008 election year, and that afternoon, election day, I went out with one of my colleagues to a diner in Staten Island, and you know, right in front of me is Fox News. I'm like, this would never fly where I live at. That would never be on television, South Orange Maplewood. You know, and I come home and go over to Trader Joe's in Millburn. You see Obama stickers, you know what I mean? And you know that Donald Payne is your representative. And, you know, so it's just it's a different feeling being here. And the people here are pretty liberal and in their thinking. And if you are conservative, you're a decent one. I mean, for that. I mean, you know, I'm not like that. But, you know, that's one reason I feel safe in an oasis when I return to Maplewood, South Orange every time. I'm not getting it. I think the people here look better than everybody else, and they're kind. And I'm getting all teary, but it's true. It really is. I love this community.
I gotta say to you that, you know, look, I go to the track and run, and a lot of people stop me and talk to me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, pink, green. They all stop and say, you know, how you doing? How is everything going? You know, I mean, they don't have a purse or anything for them to, like, you know, fidget or anything like that.
Uh-oh, here come that. Run and watch out for the bag. But no, I don't think that people, I mean, you just get different, you know, it's just a different vibe, very different vibe here. And it's just,
you know, it's fantastic.
It is wonderful.
It really and
is.
You know, because I think, you know, but you see, Marjorie, I think that sometimes people may hear us being critical of South Orange and Maple, and they may be kind of flinching. Oh my God, why? Why do they have to address that? I think it's because in this community, you know, we want to address those things, but I think sometimes we just, you know, don't know how to do it, or we rather let someone else talk about it, or we want to be silent about it. But, you know, when the talk is raised and it's a significant situation, I mean, either people take to, like, you know, Maplewood Online, you know, and, you know, Maplewood Online is a certain type of characters. There's a certain type of characters on Maplewood Online. And sometimes they do a lot of stuff without much information, you know, and you know, they rarely discuss anything educational on Maplewood Online, to be honest with you. You know, there's not much going on. If you go to the education section of Maplewood Online,
I think they, you know, shut down. They, you know, only allow so much.
No, they don't. They don't talk about.
You know, not in defense or not in defense.
But you know, you know, I was kicked off Maplewood Online, right? Seriously, I signed up and I made a post with Soma early on, and the guy disabled my account.
Well, did you talk to him?
But
I mean, have you must have met him before.
No, I have not. I have not met him. Jamie Ross.
Ross.
Yeah. I have not met him. Never met him. But he did disable my account, and I was like, okay, it's no big deal. You know, I mean, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. You know, if you decide that's it's your business. You know, you can decide how you want to run your business. If you don't want,
I'm sure that there. I mean, back in the day when I was really paying attention to Maplewood Online, way back.
You know, we have a message board too, right?
Who, you and I?
Yeah, someone has a message board.
Yeah. To promote that,
but eventually, yeah,
yeah. It's all about community building, and so.
But you know, I wanted to get back to something. Is your friend seriously about that proposal in Trinidad and Tobago? Are you really serious?
This was my proposition.
Well, that was your proposition to him.
Yeah, I said, let's move to Trinidad and Tobago.
And what did he say?
He says, yeah, but they probably won't want us up in there.
Oh, no, I'm serious about it.
I mean, it would be an easier exodus than going all the way to Africa. I mean, and where are you going to go to Africa? You know, the Ghanaians offer free open citizenship to black Americans come back home.
Oh, really?
Sure, they do.
Okay.
And I understand there's a very big expatriate community in Ghana, but I don't want to go to Ghana. And I do like East Africa more because I don't know. I just like
you're gonna love Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago is even better.
Well, are there a lot of people there?
A lot of
did you hear that?
A lot of Trinidadians.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, a lot of Trinidadians.
Wait a minute now. What do you mean, like geographically? I just see a red light flashing. You mean like as far as topography or
no?
Land or
what it is that in Tobago, most of the people in Tobago. My father is from Tobago, so
what's that noise?
Most of the people in Tobago own their own property. A lot of people in Tobago own their own property, and they own their land and their house. I mean, it's similar in Trinidad and Tobago too. A lot of people own their own house and their property. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because and in the Caribbean, we think, well, at least in Trinidad and Tobago, we think about land ownership. It could be better, but in Trinidad we also have what's called the Indian population, right? Or the Prime Minister is an Indian.
And so I know the history of the Caribbean and its people. Go ahead.
You know the history of Trinidad and Tobago too?
No, I mean, I'm sure I could pretty much give you the story, sure.
Okay.
Or at least how the demographics came to be as they are and how and why.
Well, you teach U.S. history, right? You teach history,
right?
No, I
just teach global history and U.S. government. I don't really do U.S. history.
So you're a historian.
I'm a historian, political science. Those are my majors, and I have a master's in public administration.
Mm-hmm. But you think you could...
all I think about is government all day.
You think you could live in Trinidad and Tobago?
I don't know. I mean,
You eat all that different food that
it's not about food. It's just about being on an island that,
relax and take it easy.
No, I don't think about
Drink
it.
Drink some margaritas, some pina coladas.
People, I mean, that's like a stereotype of an island. I remember a kid said to me when I asked them in the beginning of the year, "What's the name of this island we're on?" And the kid said, "This ain't no island. Ain't no palm trees here."
It's a body surrounded by
It's
water.
like it's called Staten, and it's like they don't. I mean,
a body of water.
They didn't know that Brooklyn and Queens are on an island. They don't know that either.
But wait, a lot of people don't know that those are islands as well. Seriously,
I know that. I believe I know that. There's a lot of stuff people don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, when in the Caribbean they tell us, an island is surrounded by a body of water. Anything that's surrounded by a body of water is an island.
That's the definition of an island. Yes.
So
piece of land surrounded by.
So yeah, water. So I know some history too.
That's not history. It's basic geographic.
Not because you're the historian here. I don't know. I know these things, but I know these things. So I used to have a radio program before, right?
Oh my goodness! Will you go back to the island thing?
Yeah, we're going to the island thing. I used to have a program.
Do you hear how he drifts off?
Yeah, I used to have a program called.
How did we get to this time period?
Yeah,
see, now we didn't. Okay, go ahead.
It used to be called. It used to be on a Caribbean radio station, on a Caribbean Zone Radio, and it used to be Slim in the Sports Gym. That's what I used to do. Slim in the Sports Gym, and I used to say, we have listeners from Staten Island, Long Island, Coney Island, and any island, even Rikers Island.
Coney Island isn't an island.
I know
okay.
that. I know that.
That was a joke.
Well, that was the joke. That was the pun. It's an island, Coney Island. Just to make all the match together. People say, Slim, why are you talking about Rikers Island, man? You really do have listeners on Rikers Island? I say, yeah, man.
I hope so.
I got one listener. Still a listener.
Okay.
But, no.
So, but I mean, like, this guy was telling me once about this property in St. Martin.
Oh, that's expensive.
But it was like a hotel that somebody had abandoned. And I'm like, that would have been a perfect condo situation to set up for people. No, but I don't have investment money.
My uncle has quite a few, maybe 100-acre land in the country, which is more expensive now than it was before. He might have paid maybe $30,000 US for it about 20 years ago. It might be worth like maybe close to $1 million or more now, but he's not going to go back to Trinidad to live. He is totally abandoned Trinidad.
So the land is just laying there fallow, or somebody's no one on there?
No, there's no one on it. I've been trying to get him to tell him. I said, look, let's put up a bed and breakfast. Because in that part of the country,
you're not even farming anything on it, or is it farmable?
No.
Is it
arable it's farmable.
Land?
Yeah, it's farmable. Everything. A few of my cousins used to farm on the land.
What did they grow? Sugar cane?
No, they grew like corn,
coconuts.
They grew not coconut.
Well, what good is it if there's no coconuts?
You see these Americans. These Americans, everything is coconuts now. And she's laughing at that. Why you think that's funny?
I love coconut trees and palm trees.
Do you like coconut water?
It's okay.
You ever
The last time I bought some when I